Hi everyone, welcome to Joy Junk Teak. I'm Rhonda, and today I'm sharing my design team project for SamPooleDesigns. And I made this paper bag journal and a little ephemera pack. And if you saw my last video, you saw the start of this paper bag journal that I had coffee dyed. And I ended up covering up most of the coffee dye, but that's okay because I needed some stability and to just kind of strengthen it. So I'll just get started and show you what's inside. So I made this little wrap. It's just got some muslin, a rag strip here, and I attached it to this doily and added this little piece of filigree on the spine, and all of that just unties. So that just comes off. And here is the paper bag journal. You can still see some of the coffee dye here and there, so I still like that you can see it on the edging of it. But I ended up using this sheet from one of her kits, and I just really like it. There you can see it. So I featured her Shabby Photographs. She has 4 kits, I believe, in her Etsy shop, and I'll link the ones that I used down below. I just kind of used an assortment of all of those to put this journal together. And so in my last video, I also made these little snippet strips. So there's one of them here, and this just kind of tucks into the edge of it there like that. And so this is one of her photographs, and I added one of her stamps. I'll put those down below too. And I added this little piece of lace as a little tab with a rusty safety pin and a pearl button and a little tiny heart from some trim I have. And I wanted to show you just how many looks you can get with her Shabby Photographs. So here's a few of them and that I have left. And so if you wanted to make a gift for someone having a baby, then there's the baby shoes and teddy bears, a little stuffed dog, more baby shoes, just lots of really sweet photographs that would make a really nice gift for a mom. See how that looks on the front? You can get so many different looks with these. And then there's this one. There's also the puppy dog one. You could make one for a child. But there's lots of those that would work for that. And then also there's lots of sewing themed ones, so you could make a really nice little sewing journal. And then here's more of the dresses and the dress form. So and these I had just, my printer cut off the edge of them, but I still keep those because those would also work tucked into the side of something there. There's another one with baby shoes. I love this one. There's just a few ideas. And here's just a tea bag that I painted and stamped one of her sewing stamps on. And so that's what I have all the extras in. Okay, so that goes on the front. That's the image that I chose. And then as you open up, like I showed in my last video, I could see it as like a little portfolio, how I folded the base of the bag. So I have some Velcro here in 3 places so that you can adjust it depending on how full it is. And so as you open it, that just kind of folds out. And then here's a pocket. And I have this tag. A lot of the stuff I used is also from the Haberdashery kits, so they worked really well with this. And inside here I lined it with a piece from one of those kits. And as you open it, I have a vellum pocket on the inside here that I printed on. And so you have a pocket here, and you have a pocket here. And this one I just made, it looks like an envelope, and inside I just put some coffee dye paper, stapled it in there for journaling. So you have a couple of sheets. And then in the front pocket, I just have a document that I printed from the French Bureau kit. So So that slides in here, and then this slides in that back pocket. And then I just tuck the flap in that front pocket. So this is from Vintage Doily. Here's one of my own doilies. Here is a little envelope that I just made as a little fold over here. This is a sample card that I just enlarged. And so here we have this little brown envelope. And this was a piece out of an actual advertisement paper that I had. And so I just attached this little photo to the front and added some lace to the back. And on the inside, I have this photo that I added a little tab to. And all the lace, most of the lace in here comes from Souvenir de la France. And there's possibly some from Lavish Laces too, so I'll link those down below. So there's a receipt. And that just tucks back in the envelope. This side, I made a little parchment paper pocket that has this little photo in it. So that just goes back over the top there. Here's a receipt, and I did two together and made just a little pocket here with this tag in it. This is the piece from the Sewing Notions kit. It's the background page, and I just love the foxing, so I added a page of that. Here's another receipt that I just folded up and made a pocket out of. Inside I have this little advertisement tag from the Haberdashery. And then I wanted to make some little shaker cards, but more so with lace and buttons. So these little tags fit perfectly into these little clear bags that just stick and seal. And you could always pull this off and open it up and tuck a little tag in this end of the bag to journal on if you wanted. So I just added an eyelet and some little rhinestones and a piece of lace. I love this pretty photograph. And here's another one of those little snippet strips I made. So this, my base, is an envelope. So there's the envelope pocket here that I have some book page in. This is just an old piece of ephemera that I got from Morrisita. And I'll link her below too. And I just glued that over the top of the envelope, but left a pocket here. So here I have this photo. And then I added some sweet little flower trim to that. And this is just a little journaling spot. So on this side, I have these little embossed cutouts, and I just coffee dyed it, and I tucked one of these little photos inside. And this is one of those that was cut off in my printer, but it worked perfectly for here. Here is another document from the French Bureau. This is another page that I got in what I bought from Morrisita. And here's another snippet strip. This side I had made a fold-up pocket at the bottom, and I just kind of reinforced it there with some washi tape. And then we have this photo, and we have some coffee dyed paper, just for journaling. And there's lots of empty spots to add your own personal touch and journal or whatever you want to do with this. So this is just a piece of coffee dyed paper that I folded over, made a little side tuck, added some lace, and another one of those little shaker cards with the pearls and a tiny little piece of trim there. And then this little photo with a tiny little heart. More from Morrisita. And this is just a piece of lace that I made a top tuck with for this little photo. And then I just wrapped it over the top and let it be a little journaling spot over that curtain there. So here we have a photo and a little button card. And I just kind of folded up this piece. I also did some stenciling here. But I just kind of folded up this piece to make a little tuck spot with the page itself. And then I added this little tag, which was from Coffee Dyed cardstock. And this little postcard here. This is the same page that's on the cover, but I printed it on vellum. Here's an old book page, and I just did a little bit of stitching here in the corner to hold that closed. And then there's this photo, and this is just a page from one of the haberdashery kits. And I printed it on my onion skin paper. And I just have to say that the Shabby Photographs was one of the very first kits that I purchased from Sam, and they have always been one of my favorites, so I just love using them. So here's a really old piece of music, and here I have a little tuck spot, and I'll show you what that is in a second. And I put this little French vocabulary card. I tried some paste with my stencils on this parchment paper, and it wanted to kind of come off, so I just sealed it with some Mod Podge and just tore that little piece off and tucked in there. And then this is a tag from the haberdashery. And so what this is, I watched Linda's Paperworks, and she showed how to make these little index cards with a hidden paper clip. And so that's what that is under there. Makes a little tuck spot. On this side, I just added another photo with a little rusty safety pin here and made another little tuck spot on this side. So I thought that was a really neat idea. So I can link her channel below too. So this is the center of the book, and I just bound it with this really pretty lace. And it can untie, it's not knotted or anything. So you could always add pages or take them out if you needed to. Here's just a button card, and I just added this little lace to the side to attach it, and it just flips out. Here is that music page again, and the other side of the book page, and here I just did a little simple straight stitch, like a blanket stitch there. And it has this pretty photo and another one of those coffee dyed tags. Here's the other side of that music, and I just folded it up at the bottom and added a little piece of lace there and this little envelope that I glued down just to make another little tuck spot here with this little card. And on this side, I added just a little brown tag with a tiny little piece of a torn tag here that I had from something. And this pretty photo, this is a very sweet one. And then this little tag. This is a piece of lace from the haberdashery. Here's the other side of that little pocket. And another button card. And another one of these little tags. I have some pearls and a button in there. Here I have another tag, and you see how many different images there are. You could go in all kinds of directions with these photos in here. And here is a envelope envelope I made from the French Greens kit. And it just opens up, and I glued a little piece of coffee dyed paper in there to journal on. Here's another journal spot. Here I just glued some lace and added these pretty little shoes. And another receipt page. Here's a little tag. Looks like a little present wrapped up in a document. And this one has buttons and a rusty safety pin. Here's a little piece of lace I glued down. And then this one, I did the same thing and just attached it on the side here with lace so it flips out. Here's another pocket. with this pretty flower bucket. And then here I just added some lace and made it as a little pocket there with this pretty photo. Now on this side, I got this idea from Laura, and she just recently changed the name of her channel to the Shabby Dollhouse, so I'll link her down below. But she showed how to make this little fold down, and she had suggested that you could also like put an envelope on the front, and so I used one of Sam's envelopes and did that. So this just unfolds. It just keeps coming. I made it pretty long, and I probably should have made it shorter, but so it just folds all the way out for journaling. And then you just pull the ribbon and tie it back. And also, I forgot to show you, there's a little hidden pocket right there that you could hide something in. And so because I made it so long, the ribbon has to be long. So I just tie the bow up more than once. It makes like a cute little flower. When you keep tying it up like that, you just have to be careful when you untie, because it knots a little easier when you do that. It just kind of forms a little flower like that. So there are the doilies, and then back here, so here I have another vellum pocket, and I have a side pocket here that just has some more coffee dye paper and this little postcard. And then it has another pocket at the top, and so I just have it kind of held together with this little clip and some lace hanging down. And then this right here is just a little flip up, so you can easily remove that and journal on it. But I just added some really soft little lace and some book page, this photo, and another cluster here. And then there's some other hidden spots here. So at the top where the gusset of the bag is, I added this little CD pocket, and it just kind of opens up from both sides. So on this side I have this little tag. It says Beauty Awakens the Soul. And then on this side I have another little tag here. So that just folds back up and goes in the top little gusset pocket here. And there's another spot down here that you could put something in and let it fold up like that, or just hide it. But there is that option. I just left that unglued in case. And then this opens up inside the bag. And so I glued all of the inside together except for this one opening so that it just sturdies it up a bit. And then inside I have a large one of those bag tags, little shaker cards. And there's nothing inside of this one to shake, but I wanted to protect where I had stenciled on there with some paste, and it's this Cosmic Shimmer. Here I just stenciled that, and then I added this pretty piece of lace with some pearls at the bottom, a little piece of tulle at the top, and I let this little photo hang down and a little filigree piece here. And I had sewn this to the bag there, so you have the stitching. And then I had also stamped with one of my block stamps that I had found, and I just love it. That goes back in this deep pocket here. And so then here on the outside of it, in this back pocket, I have this little CD pocket, and I had made this a long time ago, but it went perfectly with this project, I thought. But inside of it, this just unties, and the little strings wrap around that button. And so here we have some of the stenciled little letters that I did with paste a while back. Actually kind of came loose from the cellophane here, but they just kind of shake around in little pieces. So, and this little photo. So there's actually some tulle on the front. You can see that. But that was a fun little project. I need to make some more of those. I really enjoyed doing that. And so that just goes back in this pocket. So there's lots of little tucks and spots to hide stuff in, to add your own little keepsakes. And then to close it, I kind of curved this and made it rounded, so it just kind of wraps around there, and you can just adjust the Velcro depending on how tight or how loose you need it. And then I have one more thing to show you. So I made this little ephemera holder with some envelopes. I had a bunch of coffee dyed envelopes in my stash, and so I thought I could make something with little pockets to hold all of the ephemera. So it's just wrapped up with seam binding ribbon here. And so it wraps around to hold it together. And then I have little eyelets here, and I added this really pretty lace on each side. And then this photo tucks in there. I added a little snippet from her snippet kit, and a tiny little flower and a button. And so then this just will open up both ways. And so here we just have some little ephemera spots. And this is actually a little paper bag, the start of a paper bag journal that's been coffee dyed. So I just added this little piece of embossed paper to the front. So there's a pocket here and a pocket here. And then somebody can make what they want to with that. Just be a sweet little project piece to start with. And so that tucks in here. And then in this pocket, I have more little photos. Here I have a lace pocket with this photo, and then this one, and this one. So those fold up that way, and then you can open it from the other side. And we have this. We have some ephemera, little receipts. We have this little glassine envelope with some tiny little stamps in there and a little snippet. Here's another photo. And these. This was a super easy little ephemera holder and lots of fun to make. And if anybody's interested, I can do a little quick tutorial on it. But it could also be made into a little flip-flop journal, a little accordion journal, which would be cute. So that just ties back up. And then this I just had tucked in the back of it, and it's another envelope that I folded up. And this is just a little bundle of receipts and ephemera here. So I just tied it up with a string, and it's just a whole little kind of a mini bundle of papers and receipts. And so all of that just slides back in the seam binding in the back to hold it together. Just like that. So this will hold that back together there. And then this will wrap back around the front. And tie. I hope you like that, and I hope you got some inspiration from it. And these kits are just always my go-to whenever I want something just soft and sweet. Be sure and go and check out all of our team, the design team. I'll link all that below too. And check out all of their videos because we have some really talented people on our team. And I know you'll enjoy watching. And go to Sam's shop and check out all of her kits. And this one is just a really good go-to kit. So y'all enjoy your day. And I'll be back really soon. Thank y'all for being here. God bless.